Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Today we're going to have a look at the Weihrauch HW66, which is what I have in front of me here. Now, it is a bolt action rifle. It's available in a number of calibers. This one is in 2.2 long rifle. Okay, so 2.2 LR, your bog standard 2.2. It's empty, there's no magazine in there, the chamber's empty, stuff like that before we start. Now, this rifle was the first 2.2 that I actually bought. When you join a club here in France, when you join a club, they give you your club membership card and that is your license. Okay, just having that license means you can go to a gun shop and you can buy any amount of any caliber long guns, so over 18-inch barrel, with a mechanical loading mechanism, so a single action, bolt action, pump action, double barrel, that kind of thing, all of those with your club membership card. So I got mine and I scampered off down to my local gun shop because I wanted a 2.2. We lived up in Brittany at the time, and they had specific ranges for specific calibers, and the 2.2 range was the one I wanted to go on, so I wanted a 2.2 rifle. I made the mistake of taking my wife with me. Now, for those that don't know or haven't called us before in the past, Karen, my wife, is a very keen shooter. She's a better shot than I am, and she tends to take anything that's nice or shiny or better, she tends to take it off of me and claim it for her own. So what happened was, we went to the shop and I had my heart set on a CZ. I was going to buy a CZ rifle because when people buy a 2.2 rifle, they invariably buy a CZ. So there it was, and it was lovely and it was wonderful, and she picked it up and she tried it and she hated the trigger. Then she saw this one and saw it had Weihrauch written on it, and then she tried it, and even though it was much more expensive, she insisted that I buy it. And since then, shortly after I got my club card, she got hers as well, joined the club, got her license, and stole it off of me. So this was my first 2.2 rifle. It is currently my wife's 2.2 rifle, and it is awesome. It's nothing to look at, I'm going to say. The stock's pretty boring. There's not even a bit of checkering on it. It's just plain old wood. The barrel on it is a heavyweight target barrel. It's not threaded, has no moderator, but because it's for at the range, it doesn't really matter. This isn't a rabbiting gun. This is purely for targets. The real killer with this, the one that sealed the deal for her, is the trigger. It's got a record trigger unit, okay, the same as we've got in all of our Weihrauch air rifles. One of the best off-the-shelf trigger units available, I believe. Easily adjustable, and once they're adjusted, they are just superb. And I'm just gonna show you this. Right, it's just first stage there, and then it is just light, it's crisp, it's the breaking glass thing. It is fabulous and extremely accurate. I mean, I've had CZ since. I've got a CZ 17 HMR at the moment. Now, it's a nice rifle. I really, really like it. But I wish it had this trigger. If you saw the video I did a little while ago on my birthday, when I went down to the gun shop, I got a load of scopes. And I was looking at a couple of 2.2s on the shelf, because that is going to be my next purchase, is to buy myself a 2.2 rimfire, because I don't have a bolt action one. I've got a single shot one. I've got my 17 HMR, but the 17 HMR is expensive to feed. 2.2 is so cheap. I want another 2.2. But anyway, one of the things we're doing today is changing this scope, because when I was down at the gun range, you will have seen that I got a number of scopes, and I have been dithering about wondering what scope to put on what gun. There's a few videos on here. I'm not sure in what chronological order they're going to come out, because obviously anything with a gun in it has to go on the naughty step until until YouTube say, oh, it's okay, it's nothing bad, you know. All I do is show people guns, maintenance on guns, and if I do any shooting, it's in a controlled, safe manner in a target range. So it's not an issue. It's just it might be a delay before this comes out, and other ones may come out in the meantime. But what I'm going to do is replace the scope on this gun. Since the day we got it, it's had this Redfield Revolution 4-12 by 40 on it. Now this is an exceptionally good scope. Redfield Revolution are the budget brand, I believe is what we'd call it, the budget brand of Leupold. And Leupold are a very good scope. This is just their slightly cheaper version. So it is a very, very nice scope. The reticule this one's got on it, it's called the AccuDot Ret. I might be wrong on that, but what it is essentially is you've got your standard duplex crosshairs, but then you've got a circle around them, and then you've got a dot on the bottom part as well, underneath the circle. So if you zero for one range, the top of the circle is your close zero, the bottom of the circle is a further zero, then your dot is your furthest zero, which is good, but totally unnecessary for shooting at 50 meters, which is what my wife does. She shoots at 50 meters. She shoots at 200, but not with this gun. So I'm taking this and I'm going to put this one, God, that's stuck on there, but it has been on there for a number of years. I'm taking this one, and this is going to be going on my Parker Hale 243 because it's suitable for that, and because I shoot that gun at 200 meters at paper targets. The paper target's a big circle, okay, so having the circle in the reticule is going to be really good, because the reason with diopter sights you get the circle at the back and the circle at the front, you shoot at a circular target. Your brain, your eye and your brain together want to make concentric circles. They don't like disorder, okay. A lot of us don't like it anyway, but your brain particularly does not like disorder, and it wants to create concentric circles. So you'll find if you're using a circular reticule on a circular target, it's a lot easier to actually zero on the center of your target, because your brain's doing the concentric thing. So you don't have to worry about the center of the crosshairs and the center of the bull. You just make concentric circles. Bit of science there. Right, I've taken the scope off. Wow, look at that. While I was talking, I didn't even know I'd done it. Here we are, and what I'm going to replace it with is an equally good Nikon ProStaff EFR. This is a 3-9 by 40. It's got a parallax at the front, which will be set and left, because this is only going to be shot at 50 meters. It's slightly less magnification than that one, which doesn't really matter. 9 times magnification is more than enough for at 50 meters. And it's got extremely good glass in it. Now, and it's just a plain duplex reticule, so my wife will prefer it. She doesn't like fussy ones. She doesn't like all the dots and squiggles and writing, as she calls it. The scopes themselves are very, very similar in weight, size, shape, design, etc. So I am leaving the rings on here that were on here before, and I'm simply going to sit that in its place there. I'm going to the range in a minute. We're going to the range in a minute. I'm bringing you with me today. I've got this gun that I need to zero, so we're going to do the zeroing of the rifle. I'm going to show you how I do that. I think I'm also taking my 17mm HMR, because I haven't shot that for a while. I've got a Vector Hugo scope on that, and a lot of people have been asking what the Vector scope's like, so I'm going to do a little review on that, starting off in here, and we're going to take that to the range as well. Then we're going to do a hunting video. Ooh, that'll be coming up soon, I think, you know, allowing for YouTube and their shenanigans. But anyway, I'm going to continue putting this on here. Things to bear in mind when putting the scope on the gun. I've covered this in other videos. You may not have seen those though. What you need to do, what you should always do with the scope, is get comfortable on the gun. Okay, close your eyes, open them, and you should be looking straight down the scope. Okay, ouch. So once I've put this on here, this is the right height. These rings are the right height for this stock. Once I've got this fixed on here, I'm going to check the distance, the eye relief, because I might have to move the scope backwards or forwards to get it in the correct position, so when I open my eyes, everything is perfect. You always want to move the scope to your eye, not your eye to the scope. You should be comfortable, you should be happy, and the scope should accommodate that. And as for leveling the reticule, we'll cover that actually. We will cover that when I get to the range as part of the zeroing section of this video, and we're going to continue to the range. I'm at the range. I've got my 2.2 rifle. Just put the scope onto the top, the Nico Pro Staff Target EFR scope. Now, I've got the distance for the eye relief correct, how I want it. The height is correct because it's the same mounts I used as last time, so I knew the height was going to be correct. But what I've done is fixed it down with the crosshairs level to the gun. Okay, it is critical that they are square with the gun, not the way that you hold the gun. If you hold the gun canted and then line up the crosshairs for that, you're going to create all kinds of troubles. You need to get the crosshairs level with the gun and then adapt your shooting style to make sure you shoot the gun upright. Otherwise you're going to be sending the bullet off onto a side one way or the other, depending on which way you've got it leaning. So for lining the gun up, the first thing I've done is bore sight it, which is, if I bring the camera around here so you can see better what I'm talking about, down the range at 50 meters, somebody's kindly left a tin can in the middle there. Let me just see if I can zoom in. Ooh. There we are. So, oops. There's a couple of tin cans there. So what I've done is I've looked down the bore of the barrel. Now, if this works, it'll be a miracle. Where is the bore of the barrel? There we are. Look down the bore of the barrel, which you can't see through this, and lined it up with that tin can. And then I've lined up the scope to the tin can as well. So approximately the barrel and the scope are pointing in the same direction. So I'm going to actually sit down at one of the benches now. Let me just turn the zoom down. Down is the other way. There we go. I've got a shooting bench here I'm going to be sat at. I'm going to put a target out at 50 meters. In fact, I'm going to start off on the back wall or the back slope. That's a dirt slope and there's lots of bits of orange there. If I zoom in again, you may be able to see those. That's small pieces of clay pigeon. So what I'm going to do, what I normally do, is start off by zeroing to those because I can see the splashes where the bullet hits. Once I've got that zero to there, I'll put a target down the bottom and we'll shoot a group. Today I'm shooting rifle match, RWS rifle match. I've got many thousands of 2.2 ammo. This is just the one I chose for this rifle. I think it does quite well with these. They're not classed as subsonic, but they're near as damn it subsonic, and they're nice and quiet. So I'm going to start off, as I said, shooting at the bits of clay pigeon. I've got my little dinosaur bag at the back here. You'll see him. Now that's my squeeze bag. Okay. When you're shooting at distance, in fact, when you're shooting with a powder burner, you hold the gun as gently as possible while keeping it under control. And then if you want to lower the crosshair, you just squeeze the bag and it lifts the back of the rifle up, so it gives you very precise control and enables you to keep the gun nice and steady. So I'll just load the magazine into there. That. There we go. Right, that was at about 4 o'clock, 2 inches. 8 o'clock, sorry, bottom left. Unsurprisingly, that was in exactly the same position. So empty it, remove the magazine. 50 metres, I want to go an inch right and an inch high. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. 3 left in the mag. Okay, that just wants to go up now. So, actually, what I'm going to do there is try and get it to rest naturally on the piece I was shooting at. And then I'm going to try and move the crosshair to that position. That's what I want to do. Let's see if I can do it. So try and hold that steady. I believe that's about it. I've got one left in there. Perfect. Right, I'm going to turn the camera around and you can watch the shots. 'Troll hunter. We can see them 50 metres and we've got a 2-2. Man down. Oh, yes. He's hidden in the grass. Not well enough. Oh, 4 for 4. Got one shot left. I think I've got one wounded. Just finish him off. How childish. I need more. I'll put 5 onto each target, and as you can see, maybe the gun doesn't like those bullets as much as I thought. Or maybe it's me. I mean, it's a little bit blustery. I should be doing, but I know the really annoying thing is I know that Karen would do better than that. That's so frustrating. I've got to get better because we're going to be doing some competition soon. But so there you go. That is the Weihrauch HW66 with a Nikon ProStaff EFR scope at 50 meters. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be doing more like these very soon. Goodbye.